right, guys, welcome back. The Pension Industry Association of Jamaica, PIAJ, is sounding the alarm that Jamaican women must take retirement planning seriously, with women earning less than but living longer than men. PIAJ Director and HR Consultant, Great People Solutions, that's the name of the company, Lisa Suarez Lewis, is here to drive the point home because we need it, Lisa, just in time. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Debbie. Fine. Great day today.
Do we have enough conversation concerning pensions, you find, in Jamaica?
No, and we're really happy that, you allow your viewers to get involved.
Yeah.
It's a crisis looming in terms of, age demographics. People up to 15 years old are growing at a slower rate than 65 and over, which is the one that your mom is about to enter, as you mentioned. So we have to be, apart from advocating change, we have to be raising the red flag to say that we need to do something, employers, employees, and policy makers.
So this is the mission of the PIAJ?
This for pension security and for coverage. So we want to make sure every Jamaican is covered, in terms of our employed labor force. We're about 1.44 million, and that's growing because we have low unemployment. But at the end of the day, we want everybody to be covered. Yeah,
you say everybody, but we're specifically talking about our women, right? Why do we call them the most vulnerable when it comes on to pension planning?
Okay, so I'm going to put on my HR hat a bit now, because of course, as a workforce practitioner, I have seen where women do ask for promotions. Women we just know this internationally, that women have pay equity issues, so they earn less than men in literally all professions. We see, and in sports, by the way, as we have seen, women are also actuarially, you have actuaries that tell you what you will be getting paid for your pension. They've estimated that women in most countries are actually living longer than men. So we need more savings because we're going to be here longer. And of course, salaries are lower and a number of things like that. But one of the biggest things we have noticed is that women actually come out of the workforce. So in a country like the UK, they have found on average women come out of the workforce for about 10 years. And the big thing about that is that women in that country, for example, for them to get to the equal level of their male counterparts, they would have to be working till they're 83.
What?
18 years more.
Wow.
So in that country, that's extreme. And I think in that country as well, women are estimated to live 4 years more.
Yeah.
I think we can talk about the Caribbean and Jamaica. I think that gap is much wider, especially in my family.
For sure. But as you mentioned a very good point, that as women, we tend to not ask for what it is that we really and truly should be getting.
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
I think it's that insecurity. I think demographically and just from a gender point of view, we're evolving. What's great in Jamaica is that we have many more women entering the workforce. As you know, university statistics show, 70+% of the graduates in many of the faculties actually they would be entering the workforce. So you have many more women. But I think just historically, we haven't found our voice. I've been in HR where men came to me all the time and said, Lisa, I need a salary increase.
Just 90%
of the people who came to me for a salary increase were men. I would say 95. In fact, sometimes maybe 99.
And it wasn't because, I would have
Nobody stopped them from asking. They could ask.
You just ask.
Yeah, they didn't get it. Not all the time, but yeah, they asked.
Yes.
Promotions, the same thing. Women are afraid of promotions. So in other words, I'm a recruiter as well, executive recruiter down. A woman will want to make sure that they are able to do every single thing on that job description. A man will see that they can do 25% and apply.
Yeah. But this mindset as well in the Caribbean, Lisa, that you pick near your pension, so you'll be fine, because they're there to take care of you. It's a very toxic one.
Yes, we don't like it at all. We think that it's a very traditional way of thinking, and in Jamaica especially, we've seen that. We're the sandwich generation in a sense, and as I said, by 2050 it's going to be a crisis, because as you have way more persons over 65 aging in that way than persons entering the workforce, and by the way, as we see with generations, we're on Generation Z, etc. Who says they're going to want to look after parents? Who says they're going to be in the country? So I think from that point of view, we're very worried about that. So things like auto enrollment and other things we advocate for in pension reform are very, very important.
When people think about pension, Lisa, they think that, you know, it's so expensive. I used to go take out a whole heap of my money and a whole heap of my pay that I could be using right now. I don't know if I'm actually going to live that long anyways. You know, or it's just too expensive for me to start. Tell them the fact, though, that it's not as expensive as you think, right?
Correct. And it's a great question. So that stops people. But, you know, I like to bring things to Jamaica as well. Most of the jobs that have grown have been in the business process outsourcing, BPO, call center, or tourism. Tourism has a pension plan now, and I really encourage the tourism players to put those things in place. But the vast majority of the persons are not. And we say that, you know, saving any amount is critical from now. Start early and save consistently. And those are the things. So, you know, you don't have to go to a company that has only that offers approved pension plans. You can buy them for yourself. There are tax benefits. So we've looked on all the stats. If you are actually contributing to a pension plan, you're going to get a better return because you can take out your pension deductions from pre-tax earnings.
Yeah. And what if we don't address this issue now? I mean, you mentioned it a little bit earlier on about the crisis that is looming, but give us really the reality of it all. If we don't do something now, what are we looking at?
Well, you know, I think that the social net ends up having to absorb this. And I think what's good, I was at the swearing in yesterday, and it's very good to hear that the Prime Minister, I think Neville was mentioning it earlier, that, you know, the mandate is really to kind of help with, you know, really reducing and eradicating poverty. So we don't want age-old poverty, you know, people who are elderly begging on the streets or anything like that. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure that the policymakers address those issues. And, you know, micro pensions is one of the things that the PIAJ is advocating for. And that means that somebody who is even at a low income can actually start saving any amount through any transaction, swiping a card or so. We're investigating it and researching it, and we'll be helping to advise the policymakers on that. Yeah,
so your call to action really is just that we should start right now with what we have.
Yes.
Yeah, and PIAJ, how do we get in touch?
So PIAJ is on more social media platforms now. So we're at Jamaica Pensions. You'll see us on X and so on. And then www.piaj.org.
Tell the ladies they should not be afraid to ask for what they want.
No, ask for what you want.
The camera.
For sure.
The camera right there. Lisa,
the camera is there.
Yes, right there. Tell
ladies,
them.
Ask for what you want. Don't be afraid of promotion. We could do not an HR segment on that, but don't be afraid of promotions. Ask for what you want. Apply for jobs. You're going to get it. You're going to do great. Take up board assignments, all kind of things. And, you know, just keep saving. We tend to come out to the workforce to look after everybody. Keep saving.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good note to end on. Thank you for being here with us this morning. PIAJ Director and HR Consultant, Great People Solutions, that's the name of the company, Lisa Suarez Lewis. After the break, guys, good moves with Grace. Stay with us.